Hey everyone, it is Monday, March 19th, 2018, and it's time to go to work on music. It's been a fantastic day. I'm in a really good place and excited for a productive session as usual. Taking a half day today. Today was my mom's birthday, so hung out with her and my stepdad a little bit earlier over at my new place, and it's fun for parents to be involved. I mean, I'm not a parent, but from what my mom tells me, she just wants to be included in my life, and I think it's really fun and cool for her to be able to come visit me and my girlfriend in the same place. And it's really nice for us too, rather than having all this separation in our lives, which we've had for the last few years, which has served its purpose for sure. But now just being together and teaming up, it just makes that type of thing a lot easier, and just really kind of brings a good family vibe into the house. So. I really enjoy making time for family. I've been doing that a little bit more recently, and it feels really good. I'm not sure exactly how that's going to harmonize with my, what's been a really intense work life so far for me. I don't know if I'm going to maintain that intensity and try to harmonize in that way, or if I'm going to back off the music thing, or if I'm going to do fewer hours on music but more intense with those hours. And that's going to be what I kind of experiment with today. I'm going to probably skip over my online classes for the day. I may do a couple real quickly. And then I'm going to do some reading out of a book I just got called Recording Studio Design. And I'm going to try to get a little bit of good information for this room that I'm treating over at my new place right now, which is going to be a really cool studio. So I just want to know as much as possible as I can before I go into that. And checked out some speed reading techniques. I'm going to try those out on the book, see if I can cut through it quickly and just skim over sort of the main ideas and try to develop a sensibility about what the sort of big picture nuts and bolts are. Because this book, I think, is about professional, ground up, like building a studio from scratch, which is not quite exactly what I'm doing. I'm not going to build a room with, no parallel walls or something. I'm not quite at that level yet, but one day. And I think those principles, the core principles will apply no matter what. So. From there, I'm going to jump on the drums, and I would love to get a finished take of this third chorus section. I don't know how realistic that is given how difficult the part is and where I am physically today, but I'm certainly going to give it my darndest and just try to make it happen. And then I'm going to sit down and try to do the same thing with the intro section for this new tune I'm working on, that I've been working on for weeks now because I got sick, but it would be a huge win to knock those two things out today. That would more than justify the half day and just start fresh tomorrow. But you know what I'm realizing, guys, is I don't always have control over the end result, but I do have control over my process and how well I execute on that. And that's sort of been my philosophy the last few years. And recently I started experimenting with the idea, like, you know what if I can control the result? What if I can just control that? What if that were easy? What would that look like if it were easy? And I've realized the questions I ask myself about issues in my life or puzzles are really powerful. Like, for example, Tony Robbins has this question where he says, okay, think of the worst thing that's ever happened to you, and then ask the question, how is that the best thing that's ever happened to you? And just asking that question totally transforms the experience. I mean, maybe not totally for every single human being, but for me, it was like, oh wow, that's like a really deep thing, changing your perspective on it. And so I've been starting to ask the question, like, okay, well, how can I have it all with this project? How can I have a great Sonics at a reasonable price? Working on my own as much as possible, and just having fun with it. And I think the fun thing is something I willingly sacrifice quite a bit to try to get the best results out of myself. And I'm certainly open to the fact that just may be the only way for me to work. But if there is any possibility, like what would it look like if it were fun, or what would it look like if it were easy, I want to test that out at least and see the results. And, the tough part, of course, is being honest with myself about the actual results of that, and not just giving in to wanting things to be easy, which is, very natural. But what if the struggle were easy? What if the inherent difficulty of achieving a great result were just easy? What if that process were easy? What if I just had a great perspective on it, where it's like, oh yeah, it's hard, and that's not that big a deal, So I'll think about that and let you guys know at the end of the session sort of what my take is on that and how things go here. Appreciate you guys for tuning in as always. Let me know if you have any questions as we go, and I'll update you in a few.